Today's agenda, we are going to go over what every legal professional should know about OneNote. What is OneNote? It's a friendly layout, talking about centralized case files without clutter, deposition and trial prep. We're also going to talk about building your trial notebook digitally and how to find what you need fast, as well as some seamless workflow integrations. I'll give you a practical example. We'll touch on OneNote on the go and some tips for success in the legal field. And then, of course, we'll wrap up with why we use OneNote overall and some questions. So OneNote acts as a digital notebook for us, making it easier to organize, search, and share files. It not only enhances collaboration, it's particularly useful for preparing for different proceedings within the legal arena. One of the great things about Microsoft OneNote is that it syncs across devices, supporting various content types, different media types, and offering freeform note-taking, which is also a key factor is also that it integrates with the Office 365 suite. OneNote offers this really user-friendly layout where in the legal setting we can use the notebooks to represent clients, and then sections of the notebook could represent matters or categories, and then pages represent specific items such as, let's say, a deposition outline or maybe our exhibit lists. We can also centralize our case files by uploading and tagging documents. We can link back to our document management systems. We can also use audio and handwritten notes. And we can also add deadlines from our calendar as checklist items. That's super handy when we are navigating a lot or a high volume of deadlines with our ongoing litigation. You can streamline your sort of deposition prep as well as your trial prep by creating pages for each witness. We can cut and paste background information or key facts and prior statements, even linking to those documents through a document management system. We can also embed annotated documents so we can actually see the comments that we might have within the content of the documents. And we can use collapsible headings for, question and answer strategies, or adding checkboxes to track covered questions. So let's say in the moment, in a deposition, an attorney can just glance at their OneNote to see, that they have covered everything. Or if a witness were to go into certain testimony, they might be able to expand on the strategy that they'd already sort of articulated there. So we can digitally also build our notebooks for trial or for deposition by creating different sections that are relevant and relate to what the needs are within that setting. So something like a case summary or witness lists, witness question and answers, exhibit lists, anything along the lines that might be something that you want to link, or notes to connect to the legal research in a Word document or from web content. This makes it easy to collaborate in real time with attorneys via shared notebooks as well. So one of the great features within this tool is that we can efficiently find what we need with keyword searching across all our notebooks, including those PDFs and images with OCR. So we can use custom tags also like follow-up or important or to file or reviewed to organize our content. And then we can filter and create task views from these tags for better task management. We can also create this sort of seamless integration with our workflows, which this feature, because it's part of the Microsoft Office suite, it allows us to sync with Outlook and other features, of course. But this means we can drag in emails and tasks into OneNote, directly inserting these calendar meetings or client calls into our notes and then using Teams or SharePoint for that sort of team-wide or firm-wide or department-wide collaboration. So a practical example of this would be talking about, a specific client matter and how we would want to organize that. So if we're talking about a litigation setting, we're going to talk about our intake. We're going to have a folder that is designated for any correspondence relating to the matter. We're going to possibly have, a records or a discovery folder. And there are going to be files within that. Typically speaking, we have a standardized list of documents that we might be referring to throughout the lifespan of a litigation. And so we want to utilize those to organize our matters appropriately so that it's easy to access the information, as well as easier to organize it when it comes trial or deposition. OneNote also has the feature to be on the go, a mobile app, which is perfect for, let's say, client meetings or court sessions. Because we have that audio note-taking feature, we could, of course, as we get consent to do so, record the meetings with the clients and record those notes as a transcript of what we discussed throughout the meeting, which is going to be beneficial both for the team, the legal team, but also for the client. We can take snapshots of photos, whiteboards, documents, or handwritten notes. And again, we can dictate those notes while we're on the move, so it's a really convenient feature. So some quick tips to help us achieve success while using OneNote would be to start a new notebook for each client or project, however you want to look at that. And we want to be consistent with our naming conventions. When we're creating these templates, consistency is, of course, going to be important. So we want to create templates that are specific for a certain process or procedure. So looking at intake or deposition prep or trial prep. We also want to ensure that we are regularly backing up our data in a secure and private manner. On that same note, talking about security, we also want to ensure that we know how to properly share it through secure avenues. OneNote offers many benefits. It definitely keeps everything in one place, which helps reduce paper clutter and also organizational clutter in general. I think about the amount of digital files and our digital footprint that each one of us has. And when we think of that and we think of reducing the clutter, we have tools like OneNote to help us do so. It makes us faster, it makes us more organized, and it makes us feel more prepared when we are asking to do something sort of in a moment's notice, which, as we know, that happens in depositions and that happens in trial, that happens in the modern legal space more often than not. So being an essential tech skill for us, we need to learn how to navigate these evolving tools so that it can support our modern legal practice. So feel free to reach out if you have any questions, if you want to talk about the experience you have had using digital notebooks. Have you used them before? What would you organize using a case? How would you organize using OneNote for a case or for a project? And are there any features that you find would be helpful during a deposition or trial prep that I went over or that you have utilized that you'd like to share with others? Please reach out. Thanks a lot. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.